Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How are we all doing? Hopefully you're all doing very, very well. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. Don't forget as well to like and share the vids. We are racing to 40,000 subscribers, so thank you very, very much. Also, don't forget, follow me on Instagram, Ade Oladipo. Loads of behind the scenes content coming your way. It's been a while, right? Apologies, we haven't done a video in like 4 or 5 days. I've just been super busy. I've just been very, very busy, but I am off today, so we are going to do 2 or 3 videos back to back today to make up for it. And we are going to do a Sunday session live. We haven't done one for ages. We're doing it this Sunday session live. It's going to be an earlier one though, because I do need to get a train to Cheshire or wherever that train stop is Sunday evening. So we're probably going to start around 5 p.m. I know that's a lot earlier than we normally do, but I do want to do a Sunday session live. A lot to chat about, loads to chat about. And we haven't done a live for ages. I can't remember the last time we did a live, 4 or 5 weeks ago. So we are going to try and bring those back. So Sunday session live to kick things off this Sunday, 5 o'clock. Put it in your diaries. All right, what is there to talk about? Billam-Smith wants to avenge loss to Richard Riakporhe in the future. You know what, we might do a separate video about this card and the cruiserweight division. Obviously, Billam-Smith takes on Usyk Chamberlain this Saturday in Bournemouth. Ben Whittaker's on that card as well, makes his professional debut. Interesting to see what he does. He's been talking about 168 pounds. Obviously, this fight will be at light heavy, I believe. Will he be fast-tracked? You look at the light heavyweight division, it's a very, very good one over here. But you know what, we'll do a separate video about this card because it does look like it's Billam-Smith on course to face Richard Riakporhe. I know Richard Riakporhe wants Lawrence Okolie, but obviously Okolie's got one more fight with Matchroom and DAZN, then he'll probably go. So I think there's a discussion about that video and the fight card in general. Jamal Charlo, I want to fight De La Hoya, Benavidez, Andrade, Eubank, Golovkin. Canelo? Any talk about Canelo in that? Well, I saw this interview and obviously De La Hoya was tongue-in-cheek. But the names that he's mentioned are the names that we want, right? Benavidez, please. Andrade, please. Eubank, please. Even Golovkin, like these are all what we want. We just feel like, I feel like you just see these, they're almost just throwaway statements now, aren't they? Why aren't these fights happening then? Like, look at those names. Again, Benavidez, fantastic fight. Him versus Jamal Charlo, 160, 168, well, fantastic fight. Demetrius Andrade, who's struggling to get anyone of note. There's opponents, but anyone of note in the ring. Eubank, who looks like it's going to fight Conor Benn, Golovkin, and obviously the last one should be Canelo. These are what we want for Jamal Charlo. I feel like these people think they've got time. Like, they're going to get to, and we're going to talk about Crawford Spence, maybe in a separate video, but it's going to get to a stage where like, you're 34, 35 and you haven't had those fights. And then everyone's going to be like, oh, it's a shame that we're not seeing Jamal Charlo at his peak fighting those guys. Do these fucking fights now, man. It's bad. Joe Calzaghe, not sure if Joshua made the right decision in picking Garcia as trainer. I guess we'll soon find out. And I don't even know, even if he loses to Usyk, it doesn't mean it was the wrong decision. Again, like I've kind of said this a lot now, Usyk is just very, very good. And I feel like for Robert Garcia to really implement his ideas and plans, you're looking at 3 or 4 fight camps. You are. I mean, look how long it takes for an elite football manager to come in and change the philosophy and mindset of a football club and just the players. It takes ages. It can sometimes take 2 seasons, 2 years. And we're expecting Robert Garcia to come in and change the mindset that AJ's had under Rob McCracken in 1 fight camp against a guy that is just formidable. Not unbeatable. I really don't think Usyk's unbeatable, but formidable. It's going to be very, very difficult. At least now, though, we know who the broadcaster is. I mean, I did a video, I think it was my last video, to what the hell's going on. No announcements. Sky now started to work that Sky Sports machine, and obviously they've now announced that they are showing AJ versus Usyk. So at least we now know what's going on. So it is now all systems go for August 20th. I fly out, I've been told, August 17th. Really looking forward to it. The last time I was there, it's funny because the last time I was there, I just flew myself out. I flew myself out. I was lucky enough to get accreditation from Matchroom. And when I got there, that's when I kind of hustled and reached out to, I think I reached out to ESPN Africa and a few publications over here saying, look, I'm over there now. Like, give me some work. And then I got work. And now I'm going over there with work. So a lot's happened in 3 years. But look, back to this AJ thing. I mean, I just want AJ to believe in himself. You know, really go for it. Like, you know, leave no stone unturned. And I feel like he won't do that in training. I've been lucky enough to have watched AJ, not a lot. I'm not going to pretend I've watched him hundreds of times. I haven't, but a little bit of him in training. I can tell you now, he's a fucking machine in training. Like, he's incredible. Like, he is 100% one of the best athletes out there in all of sports. I'm no joke. He's incredible. That needs to replicate itself in the ring. Like, he needs to believe in himself in the ring against Alexander Usyk. I'm not writing him off. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's going to lose anyway. No, I'm not writing him off. Is Usyk a favourite? Yes. Can AJ beat Usyk? Yes. Of course he can. He can. I know he can. I know he can. And I feel like Robert Garcia is the right choice because, and it's easy for us, you know, sitting down on our couches and our armchairs to say he needs to be a bit more aggressive, but he does. He needs to be a bit more aggressive. He needs to put it on him a bit more. Now, in the risk of him doing that, he's liable to get caught and hurt, but that's the risk. That's it. You've got to roll the dice on it sometimes. I mean, if it comes down, and I think we saw this the first time round, and we saw this a bit with Ruiz as well, if it comes down to him having a boxing match with these guys, then he just isn't on the same level as them, boxing skill-wise. Is that a right term? He's just not, is he? But if it comes down to him having a fucking fight, him having a scrap, he has the physical presence, he has a very good jab, he has a great uppercut, good right hand. He has all the tools in order to make this a very, very tough night's work for Alexander Usyk. Trust me, Alexander Usyk isn't going into that ring thinking this is some sort of pushover. He's going into that ring knowing that he's going to have a fired up AJ under a new trainer. Hopefully that brings out just an extra 5% in AJ, and an extra 5% could do something. I'm not trying to say it's going to do everything, could do something. The full fight card has been released, hasn't it? Let's see if we can quickly get it up. Let's see, it might be on Box Rec actually. Every time I'm doing this, I can never get, oh, there you go, I've got Box Rec up. Oh no, it's not even got it yet. It's not got it. I saw it though. I saw it like, oh, it has got it up. No, it hasn't. I saw it. Obviously, we've got the likes of Tyrone Spong and Badu Jacka in fights there, but Ramla Ali is fighting. That must be the first sort of female. Got a funny story about that. Must be the first female to fight in Saudi Arabia. That's massive for female boxing. Me and Gareth A. Davis were talking about it, and he said that Matchroom at one stage were maybe considering Ebony Bridges, but that was maybe a step too far. Of course it was a bloody step too far. But look, we've got Callum Smith fighting on the card. Hergovic versus Yang. Decent card, isn't it? Decent card. Look, I just pray to God. You guys know where my allegiances lie. Pray to God that AJ can get the job done here. And then it's even better, isn't it? Because everyone's writing you off. It's a proper Rocky moment. Everyone's writing you off. And then when you do get the job done, hopefully you get the fucking respect. Because everyone right now is talking about Alexander Usyk like this man's Ivan Drago. Hopefully AJ gets the respect when he does beat him. And then, you guys know what happens then. Then the sell starts for Tyson Fury. But we'll see. Back to the point about what Joe Calzaghe says about whether or not Robert Garcia is the right trainer. I think Robert Garcia is a fantastic trainer. And I think anyone that AJ picked would have come under some critique. Anyone. So we'll see. We shall see. Clarissa Shields, this fight coming up against Savannah Marshall in September. After our fight, Marshall lost in every tournament she was in. If that's true, then it's quite interesting, isn't it? Look, forget all that anyway. That was amateur boxing. This is professional boxing. It's going to be a great fight. A lot of people think that Savannah Marshall would knock Claressa Shields out. I don't. I really don't. And I think Claressa could surprise people at how easy she makes this look. I really do. I think Claressa's an absolutely outstanding boxer. And look, Savannah's got the power. Savannah's massive for the weight. She's got the power. She can box as well. This isn't just boxer versus puncher. Savannah's better than just a puncher. She can box. Technically, she's very, very good. I think Claressa's just technically on another level, and I'll always edge to the boxer over the puncher. But we'll see what happens. Not long to wait. And then obviously the undercard, you've got Baumgardner versus Meyer, which is another good one. So there's loads. Look, there's loads. There's loads on that card. And you've got Hannah Rankin versus Tasha Jonas. Tasha Jonas getting up a lot of weight for that Hannah Rankin fight. So well done to Sky. Good fight card. Hasim Rahman Jr. versus Jake Paul coming up very soon as well, August 6th. I will be in Sheffield for Dalton Smith British title fight. Hasim Rahman Jr., yeah, and I tweeted this and a few people were like, what? I said Hasim Rahman Jr. should set too many traps, jab Jake Paul's head off, and then knock him out. And someone was like, have you seen Hasim Rahman Jr. fight? And I was like, yeah, I've seen Jake Paul fight as well. Like, huh? Hasim Rahman Jr. should destroy Jake Paul. I know there's this, will he make the weight and the rehydration clause? Even so, he should destroy him. I remember so obviously I work at TalkSport, and we're lucky enough to have a few professional footballers that are done now. I mean, Benty, Gabby Bonhor, Jeremy O'Hara, Jack Wilshere came down a couple of times. And those boys play five-a-side sometimes with a few of the producers at TalkSport, and they play against other teams. And you should see the surprise on the other team's faces when they see Benty and fucking Gabby Bonhor sort of kitting up. The reason I say this is, those guys are decent footballers, five-a-side, Sunday League, are decent footballers. These are professional footballers that are done. Benty's fucking 4 stone above the weight he was when he was a professional footballer, done. If you see the difference of what a professional footballer does, and bear in mind, obviously, those were elite, but they're done, retired, does to your local fucking power league five-a-side guy. It's embarrassing. And I'm not trying to say Jake Paul's that. He's better than that. But there are levels. Levels to anything. Levels. And Hasim Rahman has been fighting for years. Over 100 amateur fights. Yes, he lost once as a pro, but over 100 amateur fights. Professional fighter against a guy that's been fighting NBA stars and retired MMA fighters. Hasim Rahman should destroy him. And look, I'll be honest with you, I'm saying all that. If Jake Paul beats him, then Jesus Christ, you've got to respect Jake Paul. But Hasim Rahman should destroy him. It shouldn't be a thing. Shouldn't be a thing. Johnny Nelson on Anthony Joshua. This is very funny. Beating Usyk is not an impossible ask, but it's a tough ask. Kind of changed his tune now that Sky have got it, haven't they? I thought it was impossible for AJ. Now Sky have got it. AJ's got a chance. But he's right though. Look, it's not impossible, but it's a tough ask. It's certainly not impossible though. I'll be honest with you. Billam-Smith, I saw this versus Hassan Mwankinyo. Is this the guy? I'll double check. Is this the guy that beat Sam Eggington? Is it? I feel like it is. I might be wrong. Is it? No, I don't think. Oh, it is. It is the guy that beat Sam Eggington, who literally vanished off the face of the earth in terms of no one wanted to give him a fight over here. He's now back. Since that Sam Eggington win, he's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights. Last time out, he beat Julius Ndongo. What weight was that? Is Ndongo going up to 154 pounds? But of those 8 wins, he stopped 7 of them. No, 6 of them. I do apologies. Okay, interesting. Look, Billam-Smith's a level above this gentleman, though. A level above. And obviously, look, I know Billam-Smith signed a free fight deal with Sky. This wasn't what he wanted. But for the first one, it's okay. For the first one, it's all right. and then we'll see what happens. Obviously, look, he wanted Chris Eubank, and that fight can still happen, by the way. A lot of people are obviously talking about Eubank-Ben. If Eubank beats Ben, which he's favourite to do, still, you know, he's not going to sign a 2 or 3 fight deal with DAZN, I don't believe. He'll go back to Sky. He's a mercenary for hire, you know, it's to the highest bidder, and he could fight Billam-Smith next. I mean, but I guess the problem for Billam-Smith is Eubank has so many options at 160 or 168. I don't know if Billam-Smith's a big enough fight financially over the names that Jamal Charlo mentioned. Benavidez is Jamal Charlo, Golovkin after the fight with Canelo, Demetrius Andrade. They're all bigger fights than Billam-Smith. So be interesting to see what happens if Billam-Smith doesn't get the Eubank fight. Then is that move to Sky as good as it maybe should have been? We'll see. The pay-per-view price has come out for Usyk AJ. It's $26.95. It's a lot. Look, it's a lot of money in it. I mean, I do remember the times when it was 16 quid, 17 quid, then 20 quid. $26.95 is a lot. And me comparing it to the American prices doesn't make it better. But the American prices are a joke. If AJ was an American fighter, say AJ was Deontay Wilder and this fight Alexander Usyk, this would be $100. $100. Easy. Minimum $80. So $26.95. I mean, look, we know they paid a lot for it, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to do really good numbers. I really do. I think it could touch that million mark. I really do. And it's not a bad return for Sky if it does, isn't it? Anything else? Josh Kelly fights this weekend. We'll see what Josh Kelly looks like, 154 pounds. Obviously, Troy Williamson is the fight for the British title. Let's see if it happens. Dana White here stands firm that Mayweather-McGregor rematch talk is all bullshit. Yeah, there's nothing in it. It's such a difficult... No, it's not a difficult sell, but it's a difficult sell based on the numbers that I think both would want. Like, what Conor got, nearly 100 million for it last time. Obviously, I'm guessing the UFC and Dana White took a chunk of that, but it's nothing like that anymore, is it? It's not. It isn't. Conor doesn't even fight anymore, and when he does, he loses. There's nothing like that. So yeah, I doubt it. Anything else before we wrap up? Because I want to do a separate. This is interesting. Let's wrap on this bullshit story. Tyson Fury confirms talks for exhibition with half-forward Beyonce. Most of you guys will know that is the Mountain, formerly the world's strongest man, had a fight with Eddie Hall. Tyson Fury versus him. There are talks about it being an exhibition fight. Peace.